Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ansarkari. Today we will do newspaper of 9th December 2022. Starting with first article, uh, it talks about the criminal record in MCD seats, according to the data published by Association for Democratic Reform. It shows that 8% of the total candidate were facing a serious cases and against 5% of them in 2017. Then next article talks about AAP becoming a national party. It will become a national party with 12.9% vote. So what is a national party? What all are the privilege after becoming national party? We will talk about that later. The next article talks about various schemes by the government of India, such as Digital India, Gati Shakti scheme, Vision for Industry Commerce, New Education Policies, 2020, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Right now, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan Part 2 is going on. Self-reliant, Atmanirbhar Bharat, Ayushman Bharat, that is 5 lakh rupees insurance for uh, for per family for 10 crore people. Ayushman Bharat, then Ujjwala Yojana, that is free gas cylinder to the women belonging to BPL. Jan Dhan Yojana, that is opening a bank account for the women, for the poor. Kisan Samman Nidhi, that is 6,000 rupees per year to every farmer, to every land owning farmer in India. Jeevan Jyoti Bima, as a life insurance scheme. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, right now about approximately 92 lakh houses has been built uh, for the poor under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Mudra Yojana, that is giving incentive to build their own business to the poor at an affordable rate. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, to empower the women in the society. So these all schemes are for the common man. These schemes can be used for answer writing and GS paper 2 under social schemes. The next article talks about collegium. Supreme Court asserts that it is the final arbiter of the law under the constitutional scheme, and the government has to appoint all the names given by the collegium. The constitution says that court shall be the final arbiter on the position of law, whereas the power to enact law resides with the parliament. So there has been going on debate in the political sphere regarding collegium, if the Supreme Court has should maintain monopoly on appointing of judges or not. The Supreme Court also says that around 50% of the judges that has been named, only 50% gets cleared by the government. So it does not mean that government is not taking part in decision making. It is also, Supreme Court is also taking account the government viewpoint on the appointment of judges. Then in the editorial space, the whole editorial space is regarding Gujarat model and election in Gujarat, in Delhi, that is not important for civil service. Then next page talks about the attack on Supreme Court collegium system by the government and other bodies. And regarding the National Judicial Appointment Commission, which was struck down by Supreme Court in 2014. The article says that Supreme Court had struck down 99 the Constitutional Amendment Act, which created the NJAC, that was passed unanimously by both houses of parliament. This article argues that the NJC had 3 members from outside the judiciary and 3 members from judiciary, that is Chief Justice of India and 2 judges, with 2 eminent person and law minister. So the question arises that if the 3 people outside judiciary have some law have some say in the judiciary or not, judicial appointment or not, because they are outside the purview of the law. They are not they are not used to the Supreme Court system or Higher Court system, so it is difficult. So the outside people, that is 1 law minister and 2 eminent person, they may not have a knowledge of law or even the functioning of the court. So how can they decide the appointment to Supreme Court or High Court? Further, the NJAC also did not uh, have certain provision regarding the casting vote by the Supreme Court Chief Justice, and also a procedure criteria for the appointment of Supreme Court and High Court judges. So next page also talks about the election in Gujarat. Next 17 number page also talks about the election in Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, and Delhi MCD. Next page also is the same. Then in page number 19, it talks about wildlife protection bill that will be tabled in Rajya Sabha. So regarding wildlife protection bill, it has been said that it is not the first time that government is passing the amendment. In 1912, the second amendment was passed, then 1960, then 1972. The forest from the state subject was shifted to concurrent list. What are the features of the bill? The feature of the bill is that India is the signatory to the CITES. That is to ensure the international trade in wild animals and plants. Further, it also gives more power to the central government. Central government can regulate prohibited import and trade of the species. It can also notify conservation reserve. Further, this act will reduce the schedule from 6 to 4. Currently, schedule number 1 is related to the animal species that enjoy highest level of protection. Second schedule is regarding the lesser degree of protection. Third schedule is related to plant, and fourth schedule and sixth schedule is related to vermin species. Then the controversial point of this bill is that central government is keen to promote trade in elephant. It has also increased the penalties. So the debate is going on this bill. We will take up another time. Regarding GM mustard, the data is important. That is 28%. The GM mustard hybrid yields more than 28% than the normal mustard crop. This is very important. Then regarding sports, there is need to upgrade sports infrastructure so that India may gave better result in Olympics, Asian Games, etc. Sports is not a state subject. How can we promote sports in India? By making sports mandatory in school, by promoting CSR funding in public-private partnership, by supporting local grassroots level talent through NGOs, by making sports curriculum compulsory in subject. Further, various schemes are there such as Fit India Movement, Khelo India Movement, and Mission Olympics 2024. The next article talks about the National Party. So, right now there are around 8 national party: BJP, Congress, TMC, Trinamool Congress, CPIM, CPI, and NCP, and PSP. National People Party in Northeast has been recognized as national party. Right now, AAP has 5 seat in Gujarat. It is supposed to become the 9th national party in India. National parties are those parties that has a national presence. It has various privileges, such as reserved election symbol to be used by the candidate. Then second point, they will get land to build a party office. Third, they will have a 40-star campaigner instead of 20. Fourth, the expenditure on campaigning right now is added to the कैंडिडेट स्पेंडिंग लिमिट. ये हर एक कैंडिडेट का एक स्पेंडिंग लिमिट होता है एक इलेक्शन के समय में. अब नेशनल पार्टी बनने से द एक्सपेंडिचर विल बी पुट on the party's budget, not on candidate spending. Further, how can the party be declared as national party? These are the points which will be important for prelims perspective. First one, that it has to be recognized in 4 states. Then second point, the candidate has to poll at least 6% of vote in 4 or more states in Lok Sabha or assembly election, and has at least 4 MP in last Lok Sabha poll. It has to won at least 2% of total seat in Lok Sabha. Further, to be recognized as state party, the party needs at least 6% of vote share in last assembly election and 2 MLA, 6% of Lok Sabha election from that state and 1 MP from that state. Further, 3% of the seat, 1 member for every 25 member, etc. So, with national party, the party can increase its influence across India, and it will become more inclusive, more diverse, and it will cater to demands of the public. The next article talks about the India-Central Asian relationship. Right now, the meeting between the NSAs of several 5 countries such as Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan with Indian NSA resulted in several focus on India and Central Asian relationship. Central Asia is very important. It is located in a strategic region between China, India, and Europe, Russia. Further, India, it is rich in mineral and natural resources. Kazakhstan has one of the biggest reserve of uranium, zinc, gold, iron ore. Kyrgyzstan is very rich in gold, hydropower. Turkmenistan has one of the largest world largest reserve of natural gas. Further, Uzbekistan also has gold, uranium, natural gas. So, to contain the influence of China in Central Asia, India has been taking some steps such as promoting international north-south transport corridor with Chabahar port in Iran to access resource rich in this region through Iran and through urban sea to Gujarat and Mumbai port, so that it can bypass Pakistan, Afghanistan to reach Central Asia. Further, there have been several issues such as radicalization, challenges of extremism, and to contain that, SEO, the RATS meeting in the SEO is very important. Further, India has been talking about proposing TAPI gas pipeline with Turkmenistan. So basically 5 पॉइंट जो important है with respect to Central Asia is that to contain China, to bypass Pakistan, Afghanistan, to contain the extremism arising due to Islamic State, etc. Further, it is a strategic area, and India needs to be there so that it can influence the Russia Europe region. Further, fifth point, India can meet its growing demand of the resources from Central Asia. तो 5-6 पॉइंट है जो इम्पोर्टेंट है. Then next point, renewable energy. Right now, India has around 42% of the renewable source of energy from 408 gigawatt total energy capacity. ये पॉइंट इंपॉर्टेंट है. Then regarding electoral bond, इसमें तीन पॉइंट इंपॉर्टेंट है जो याद कर लेना चाहिए कि the bond has to be from the SBI, that is public sector bank. Second point, कि it is donated anonymously, किसी को पता नहीं चलता है कौन डोनेट कर रहा है, और valid for 15 days from date of issue, 15 दिन के लिए. Bond are issued by SBI in denomination of 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 crore. सबसे ज़्यादा किसको मिला फंडिंग वो अभी पता नहीं चला है, लेकिन हाल फिलहाल में political parties got around 676 crore from anonymous donors. और एक और डेटा है कि parties have collected around 11,400 crores from anonymous donors since 2018. But the next article talks about the Monetary Authority Signs Swap Pact. This will make Maldives Monetary Authority to make withdrawals up to 200 million from RBI. This will stabilize the currency of the Maldives and also will improve the trade tourism sector in Maldives with respect to India. That's for all for today. Thank you.